All right, so hello, I am Tony, and this is the Jeep Talk Show Roundtable episode. We record this show every Tuesday. The pre-party starts at 7:30. The show proper starts at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we're quite a bit later from that now. But if you're watching this on YouTube, Rumble, or listening to the audio-only version, it doesn't matter. It's whatever time you're listening, right? You can't be late to something that's recorded. Of course, you could fast forward and be late that way, I suppose. So, like I always like to say, hello, Zoom people.
Good evening.
Howdy.
So I just want to mention something to you guys that I think many of you already know this. You guys are really a part of something that is really, really special, the Jeep Talk Show. I don't pat myself on the back that often, but I was thinking about it today, and I'm just really happy that so many people that listen to the show or Jeep Talk Show team members showed up at EJS. That's a long trip for a lot of you. It's also much more expensive than staying home and having chicken pot pies. So I just want to thank you guys for going out there and representing the Jeep Talk Show. Many of you had the Miek Magnet stickers, logos. I don't know if you can call them a sticker or not, because you can take them off and put it back on many times. So actually, let me start there with you guys that ran the Miek Magnets. And by the way, the Miek Magnets were not provided by Miek Magnets, for advertising purposes or anything. We purchased them here at the show, and you guys were good enough to run them out there. So actually, Steve-O, I think you have some interesting things to say about the Miek Magnets. I mean, did it bring people in to your Jeep and talking to you, and just tell us how the Miek Magnets worked out for you?
Well, it was pretty crazy. There was one point I was driving south on 191 towards the north end of town, and it was a nice day out. I had the windows down. I was going somewhere to meet someone. I don't remember where I was going. And a group of Jeeps, guy pulls up, "Hey, Jeep Talk Show, we're going to run a trail. Come run with me." And I'm like, I gotta go. There was one point yesterday on I-80 coming home where this minivan pulls up next to me, and this woman's showing me, she's the passenger, showing me her phone with the Jeep Talk Show on it. So that was kind of it was just weird. And it's not just the Miek Magnets. Who was it, Dan, at the show had someone come up and say, "Hey, can I scan your shirt?" Was it Liz? I don't know. But it was interesting. The Miek Magnets are definitely eye-catching. They made an impression.
And we had the FU Bob flags out there too. Bob has a great place that
we did.
Two EJSs ago, he purchased on his own dime. He purchased some really nice like sports size flags, the little ones that like you support your team and stuff. And they're really high quality cloth. They've been speed tested by Tony Mitten and destroyed. So don't ride with them on the highway.
Yeah,
but still one piece. It's just one piece on the side of the highway.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I had to give Steve-O a new one because he gave his away.
Hey, gotta give the fans what they want.
Absolutely, that's 100% right.
I gave mine up to a listener because Bob was nowhere to be found as usual. So
does anybody else have any Miek Magnet Jeep Talk Show logo stories? And by the way, we're not talking about something that was a small logo. These were 18 inches by 18 inches. Steve-O found out when he received the 10 or 12 or whatever that we ordered that they will not fit on the JLU back door. They're too big for the back door with the hinges and stuff. So it's a front door or a side glass type situation.
Or side plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a kind of an interesting situation happen. I pull in a parking lot. We're fixing to go in a restaurant, and this little girl pulls up a little red TJ, and she rolls her window down and smiling like from ear to ear, and I'm trying to my mind's racing to say how do I know this person?
Rick, does your wife listen to these things?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So, and she yells out of her window, "What's a girl got to do to get a Jeep Talk Show sticker?" And I was like,
"Oh my goodness!"
I was like, "Ask." So I was like, so I got her some stickers and everything, and she got out, and she's like a super fan of the show, and I'm sure she'll be listening to this. But anyway, they ended up.
Well, who the hell was it?
What?
Well, who was it?
It was let's see, it was Ashley and
Lauren and Allie.
Lauren and Allie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All
Lauren
right.
and Allie. Yeah. Well, I'm
What's the Steve TJ? I forget what
Turley.
her name.
In Discord,
okay.
TJ Turley, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They just joined the
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's great. So they really stand out then.
Right, and they ended up
So
joining on.
you guys must be you guys must look friendlier because I've got that 4-foot Jeep Talk Show sticker on the side of mine, and nobody comes to talk to me.
And they joined us for dinner and beers. It was a great time.
Yeah, well, they came on one of the rides too, didn't they? Didn't they go to?
They came on Metal Mesh with us.
Yeah, they went with you guys on Metal Mesh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tony, what did you think about the Jeep Talk Show sticker on your JK?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It looks really good on the back window. Me and my wife were having lunch at the like food truck court thing they have in Moab there. Honestly, the quesadilla place is divine.
Oh, nice.
Monster, huge thick quesadillas. Well, at one point I had to run out to get the dog his little blanket to lay on, and had a guy stop me. Hey, you the Jeep Talk Show? I'm like, well, actually, I help promote the show, and told him I'm Mitt and Tony. If you listen to, and he was like, oh yeah, I know who you are.
Oh, that's so cool.
Interesting him actually knowing, like, because he listens to the roundtable, probably listening to this now. Hello there. Sorry, I don't remember your name. I'm bad with names. I've learned too many of them.
And my head's too big. I can't remember your name.
And he's a lot younger than me, so
Hey, I learned way too many names at work.
It's a guy. If it was a girl, he would have remembered the name.
Oh, definitely not. Only one name I try to remember.
I only know my wife's name. I understand.
But so I gave him a sticker. I always keep a bunch of stickers on me and stuff like that. And then we stopped into like the sporting goods supermarket place right behind the Jeep
concept vehicle area.
Yeah, where Jeep had it all set up.
Right. Because
I actually had to get a new air mattress. Ours didn't make it the whole trip, unfortunately.
Hey-o.
And pulling out of there, had a gentleman in a quite nicely built rig whip a U-turn and run up to me at the stoplight with his card because he is very interested in an interview. So
perfect. This is wonderful.
I passed all the information along to the right people, so we'll be looking forward to that. Stopped into the BFG garage and I hop out of my Jeep because I needed a wheel speed sensor replaced. And I was wearing a Detroit Fort Winterfest hoodie, and out walks Send It Ruby. She was like, "Oh, are you with Tom Zielinski?" Or what? I was like, "No, but he's friends with the show," and told her all about the show. And she ended up being there to shoot some sort of promotion for Lincoln Welders. They got a new welder out or something. So
interesting place for them to debut that.
Yeah, they were supposed to, I guess, do that on a trail ride, but because of the winds, safety issue with actually production filming welding in the wind. So.
Yeah, Chris was supposed to be out there for the JPP and Stellantis event. I think we actually were looking at Luna from what is it? Off-Road and Chill. She was an influencer that was part of that deal where she was in front of one of the concept vehicles. She may have driven one. And Chris was supposed to be part of that as well, but unfortunately he couldn't make it because his father-in-law passed away. So there seems to be a rash of that going around, Rick.
Yeah, it happened to me too.
Mm-hmm.
We accidentally crashed that little event without realizing it till we were there.
Yeah. We might even show up in the video because they all ran over video and everybody. and they're really interested in a particular cowbell for some reason.
Yeah, they were.
I saw that video of that Gladiator that had that cowbell on it. And I went, "Oh, that's interesting." The only person I've ever seen do that is Chuck. And then I heard somebody say Chuck's name, so that was Chuck and his Gladiator with that cowbell. He's driving a real Jeep now. He doesn't need a cowbell.
That's right.
Lifted and all. All right. Well, so let's jump away from that. It sounds like you guys had a great time. We're going to talk more about the EJS thing, but I have some videos to put up here that I want to get y'all's take on it. We're going to start with a non EJS one at first. Let's see which one pops up here. Oh, well, this is a good one. This is an EJS one. This is one that Steve-O took, I assume you took, and straight into Moab. And again, I know that if you're listening to this, you cannot see the pictures, but you can go over to YouTube and see this. Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're just on a different channel now since Jeep Talk Show got banned, removed, terminated. We're now on XJ Talk. It's an old YouTube channel that we've rejuvenated. And of course, we're on Rumble. So you can go to either one of those places. Also, too, when this episode is published, you can just go to jeeptalkshow.com and watch the videos right there from jeeptalkshow.com. So it really, really is very simple. So we're seeing Steve-O's Jeep here at the Moab sign. Steve-O, is this I know you were by yourself. This is the kind of stuff my wife always wants me to do, is pull over and take pictures like this. What possessed you to pull over and take this picture?
Dan was behind me. We got to take a picture. We got to take a picture. We got to take a picture. So I said, okay, fine.
It's like all the fangirls at SEMA in front of the SEMA sign.
Exactly.
If I was behind you, how did I not get a picture?
I think there is a picture of you on there somewhere. So
Dan, the stand-in wife is what you're saying.
I was going to go there, but I thought, nope.
You had to do it. I didn't do it last year at all, and I'm like, I might as well. I had some time to kill. So I did it.
Me and the wife stopped by there as well. We made sure.
Hey, where'd you go? How come you weren't on the trail ride Thursday, Tony?
The wind blew our tent across camp, so we had to tear it down, which took more time than we needed, and then we just ended up going to BFG Garage, parked next to a Brute that you probably built, getting rebuilt.
Oh, actually, you did. I'm well aware of that Brute. In fact, I sent the owner there. So that gentleman with the flatbed Brute, this frame behind me is also his. So his name is Jade, and he's from Alaska. But this is his Brute, and that Brute that you saw is his wife's Brute.
And we had breakfast with him.
Yep, Jade's a great guy.
Good guy.
That was my favorite aftershave when I was 16, was the Brute. So that's really, really cool.
Oh boy.
All right, well, let's look at this. And so before we go back to the EJS stuff, I saw this today, and I thought this would be a really interesting video to get you guys to comment on. And I'd like to start with wrong answers only. You've seen this on Instagram and stuff. So wrong answers only. Let me pull this up so maybe you guys can see.
Oh yeah.
You probably have seen this before. I've seen it in the past, and man,
like
it's just amazing.
It's just a wheel speed sensor. That's all it is.
I think he's upset the Jeep was retaliating against the grill.
Yeah, it's just a mad, angry Jeep is all it is.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is a Jeep on a trail, balls to the walls, and all of a sudden you see sparks shooting out where the fuse is.
Isn't that Rich's on Golden Spike right there?
All right, so we got muffler bearings. What other wrong answers do we have for this?
Not enough skinny pedal.
Janet takes that issues with that. All right, so now right answers. What is causing those sparks? That is amazing. It's like a bun welder that fell out of something.
It looks like his axle shaft exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was figuring the U joint left the chat room and is spinning in there, causing sparks.
Did we say friction?
Yeah, he definitely did a magic trick and poof.
He broke it and he was trying to friction weld it back together.
So pre-Gen 4XE, just things went wrong.
You almost had it.
Wait a minute. You don't think of 4XE they would have done the same damn thing?
I said it's a pre-gen 4XE, like it's about to explode.
Oh, okay.
Pre-gen.
Making a Sparks joke.
All right, so let's move on to this next one. This is a I love this one. The audio on this one is great. I've got it muted right now.
Oh shit!
This was so funny. I mean,
that looks like Hell's Revenge.
That's what I was thinking.
That's Fins and Things.
Oh, is it? Okay. I was thinking I thought it was Hell's Revenge as well.
Yeah, there's a little offshoot one you can go up, and it's almost straight up. Well,
it's so damn scary because you don't know, you can't see what's on the other side.
And I think I know the audio coming.
Yeah, you're asking Roger's wife to move. Could you pull up just a bit?
No, it wasn't Roger's wife.
Oh, it wasn't?
No. Roger's wife was in the way because someone else was in her way. Who shall rename nameless Dan.
I've noticed this too on off-road. People don't seem to pull far enough up. I think they're taking a breather after being scared. But just sitting there looking nose up into space like that, Steve, I've been there, I've done that, and it's a bit unnerving. I'm sure everybody gets used to it over time, but it's a bit unnerving because you can't tell what's going on.
Yeah.
No, that was a pretty steep climb.
What is that? Frankie's something or Frankus?
Kenny's climb.
Kenny's
climb on Fins and Things. This is not the bypass.
Should I play the audio, Steve? I don't want to embarrass you.
I don't care.
Jess, if you can move, it'd be greatly appreciated.
I hit it with absolutely no problem.
Well, I'll put it this way: the listener and the viewer can hear the audio, but you guys can't. So I didn't. So sorry about that.
You need to move, please.
That's all right.
People are hearing it. I'm going to mute that now.
So
all
that was Fins and Things. Roger was leading that one as well, and there was 12 of us on that ride, Dan, and I was the tail gunner on that run, and that was Kenny's climb. I was the last one up, but they all said before I went up, "Oh yeah, we're moving." And I get to the top, nobody's moving.
No, I was on my way down when you rolled up to that because I saw you on the flat as I was coming down, so it was not me holding you up.
Uh huh.
And I think Jess was ahead of me.
I don't know.
I took the regular route, so I know it wasn't me.
Yeah,
The little short wheelbase micro Jeep just walked right up it like it was nothing.
Well, yeah, you didn't have anybody in front of you.
Yeah, limited slips for the win, like it wasn't even there.
Yeah. No, I don't mind doing inclines, but I don't like stopping on them.
Yeah,
Especially at the very top.
Try being in
Why not? You've got an automatic.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a big deal about being in an automatic stopping. Try doing it in a manual.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 36-degree incline at that point, dude.
I don't like having to stop and wait on any obstacle, like mid-obstacle. That's always the worst.
I thought this was a nice one. It shows you guys going down the trail. I mean, there was a little too much space in there for my liking, at least for the video. But
that was on Fins, yeah.
Fins and Things.
Yeah. So that was the second video. I took a gorgeous shot. Everybody's crossing on the ridge, like, soldiers crossing across. Out of 12 Jeeps, on the 11th Jeep, I realized I never hit the record button. So this was the consolidation video.
I think I've got a few 10-minute videos where I never told it to stop recording.
Yeah.
Edit.
I have a bunch of videos I have to go through before I can upload them because I had a passenger on this trip and I did not realize that I was bitching about things to someone other than myself. Well,
I'm still waiting to see the video where I kicked Chuck's cigarette out of his mouth.
Check the audios to make sure.
Yep, I saw it.
Improper radio or cabin chatter is not picked up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move to this one. I believe there was a illegal Hummer on this run. Can't have non-Jeeps at Easter Jeep Safari.
Oh,
is there such thing as an illegal Hummer?
Only if it causes an accident.
Depends on who you're asking.
So I know that's my hood bouncing around there. I don't remember where this is, though.
I think you guys were on the way to the set of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. No,
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the little trail. The river's on our right, and we're about 250 yards from the caves right there.
Yep.
Yeah, you can practically see them in the movie. I'm surprised you can't.
Yeah, I was really surprised. There was fake rock in some of those pictures. There was like chicken wire and paper mache or something that was painted like rock.
Yeah, so those caves were man-made caves specific for the movie. So they're not natural caves. And then they filled them. There's a lot of fencing and chicken wire and spray foam because after they carved the cave, then they had to make it look like a real cave. And it's sound deadening for the sound and audio.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's amazing that it's been there because that was like a 60s movie.
67.
Yeah. I was a year old.
All right, well, let's move on to our next one. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a good one. This is, I believe that's Bob.
This is on Steelbender.
Steelbender, okay.
Yep. We had a guy at the bottom did an incredible job of spotting. Then I think he took off when Bob was coming in. Roger took over. So this is where it gets interesting.
Definitely don't play the audio.
That's not the audio on that one.
I can tell you this obstacle definitely gave my wife a fright.
Yeah, you hit pretty hard. I don't have that video here, but you hit pretty hard coming down. It's something you learn. That's the way you learn to keep in mind where your rear tires are and bring it down slowly. Bob kind of hits hard here as well, but not as hard as you did, Tony.
Yeah, it was just that rear hook.
Yeah, but it's still scary. I mean, you know, it's a jarring thing, and you don't want to upset the wife. You want her to go with you again.
Oh no, she was already at the top of the hill, way back, probably 50 yards behind where Bob is now. Already losing it because she thought we were driving off a cliff. Which I guess at the end we were, but
we essentially did.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Yeah.
So Bob's Jeep is Bob. What year is your TJ?
2005.
2005, and you're on 33s, right?
Yep.
Dana 30 up front.
Yep.
Yep. So did you have any problems with your TJ on 33s out there? I mean, I know you had a little leak from your transmission, but other than that, I mean, as far as going through the obstacles and stuff, were you able to do all the obstacles that you tried?
Yeah, I bent my rear bumper up a little bit. I had to do some modification, but no, it did well.
Yeah, and I asked because there's people have reached out to me after like last year's and the year before EJS that I went to about they wanted to know what the setup of my Jeep was because they were asking because they want to go, but they just don't know what they need to do before they can go. And we preach here that you don't have to have anything special other than a Jeep, a Wrangler, or a Gladiator, and you should be able to do, what was it that you always say, Greg, 80%, 85% of the trails?
I would get rock sliders. I would highly recommend rock sliders for anybody.
A bone stock Rubicon can do easily 85% of the trails in Moab. A non-Rubicon can probably do 80% of the trails as long as, and I, again, just like Tony said, I would recommend some rock sliders because the ledges and the drops are what get you. In fact, in the Humvee, I crushed a rocker guard.
Oh,
I got some dings in my rock sliders for sure.
All right. Now, I don't remember. Now, this is a picture of some of the gang at the Sunset Grill there in Moab, and they, I assume they were serving sirloin steak again this year. They have the last 2 years that I went, and it was wonderful food. So you guys are there. I think John actually posted up on Discord this image and showed a picture of Rick saying, "I was told there'd be tacos," because Rick doesn't look like he's happy with the meal.
it was lasagna, and by the time I got it, it was cold. So I was, yeah.
Oh, The better one was, so we were walking up there, me, Dan, and his son Alex, who's right behind Bob, and they see Zabo's Jeep, so they go start looking at that. I walk in. Well, immediately after me, they're like beatering people every 15 minutes in and out based on how many people they have, because they got the little clickers. And I turn around and Dan and Alex aren't there. So they eventually get there and they're standing there because they won't let them in. I'm like, well, screw you. I'm going to get some food and a beer. So you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
But no, it was incredible. Sunset Grill. That picture, you see Dan on the left, Missy, who's on here, I believe, who's Bob's guest. That's Alex, Dan's son in the background. That goofball in the middle is Bob. We all know. Rick. Well, that's Lauren on the far right. She's the one that followed Rick into the parking lot. TJ Turley, and then me, obviously. It was a great time. Zach from Dana came over, was talking to us. A listener from Peoria, and I apologize, I forgot his name, from Peoria, Illinois, came over and was just shooting the shit with it for a little bit. It was a great time.
Actually, I think if you told me right, or if I remember right, you told me that Zach said that the only show that he's ever been on that got somebody to say, "Hey, I saw you, I heard you," was the Jeep Talk Show.
Yep, Bob was there for that.
Yeah,
Bob told me he's got to come back.
Yeah,
Good.
We got to chat with Bender for a while.
Oh yeah. Talked to Bender for a while.
Yeah, and I had two of the three times, or 3 times that night.
So 2 of the 3, right?
Something like 2 or 3. Somebody knew who F.U. Bob was when they saw me, and they're like, "Wait, are you F.U. Bob?" I'm like, "Yep."
Well, that's my full name.
Yes.
That's the shortened abbreviation version. We're using initials.
The guy who does the videos from Northridge came over, was talking to us, and I forgot his name.
I'd really like to interview him. He's very good. He does a really good job on those videos.
Yeah. Just was an incredible event overall. If you've never been to the Sunset Grill at EJS, you got to go, especially because it's free.
Oh, yeah. So I remember last year, Steve from Power Tank was there, and he was feeling no pain. I don't think Steve went this year, did he?
Nope, Steve and Tyler did not show up this year.
I didn't see him. They invited Zabo to park his rig right up there.
Oh yeah, that bastard.
Yeah, he got double parked right up in front of the building where you walk in.
Hey, if you have a $300,000 Jeep, people will invite you to park at places as well.
So, you know the sign down on the road on 191 where you turn in? I was 3 cars up from that sign. I had to walk up the hill just to catch a shuttle bus.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if they were running shuttle bus again this year.
Yeah.
The first year that I went there 3 years ago, I drove up there and parked up top. So I guess they changed that up after, what was that, 2022?
No, you can drive up
23.
top as long as there's space, right? I mean, I drove right up and parked up top.
Well, it's because you're a Hummer. Nobody's going to stop you.
Well, that lady stopped me when I tried to drive up there. She's like, "You just go part way and park over there."
Oh, and I was really happy with this shot. This is amazing. And I don't think this is all the Jeep Talk Show people that were out there, is it?
I believe that is the Metal Masher run, I believe, that Roger organized.
That's the
No,
steel
that
one.
was that's the Fins and Things when we all lined up to take
Is
the
that
shot.
Fins? You are correct. Yep, Fins. So that was the one we ran Saturday. We threw that together. Roger led that one as well. We were having a driver's meeting in the parking lot, and I introduced Roger as the trail guide, and I got a dirty look.
What? Wait, what?
Fins and
That
Things.
was after we ran Onion Creek that morning.
Yeah.
He always does a great job doing the trail.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He really does. For as much shit as we give him, he did a great job. The funny part was when he said, there's a lot of people on this trail. Let's keep the radio talk to a minimum. I think half of us just kind of looked at him and was like, did that seriously just come out of Roger?
Yeah.
Did Jen scream like, yes?
No, he did a great job. He led that one and I tail gunned it. So it was a lot of fun.
It's a great shot. Love seeing the Miek Magnets on several of the vehicles and the flags that Bob got for us this year.
Yep.
Bob didn't have to pay for them this year, though. So I just want to thank everybody that is a Patreon subscriber, listening to the ads that we put up on here, because all that little bit of money that we get has helped us to do more stuff for the Jeep Talk Show, and stickers and logos on Jeeps and flags and so on and so forth. So
we encountered a problem this year. We were using the group text, and you cannot go more than 20 people, we found out.
Interesting.
So I was running 2 chats. It was funny.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't involved in that.
Yeah, I didn't want you to
put you into
down.
both.
Man, I came so close to looking up the erroneous number that we had in there last year. Yeah.
No, we hit once. I tried to add 20 and I couldn't go above 20.
You know, you should have said something. You could have taken me off. I mean, I was enjoying watching the conversation.
I looked at it. If there's a way to remove someone from the group, the only way to do it is to restart the whole damn thing over. I was not about to go that route.
Yeah. No, I understand. That's interesting. We may have to look at some sort of better communication solution for next year, because I think that's a good way of communicating in the group.
What I was going to do is there was a few couples in there where there was a husband and wife, right? Sam and Pam, Carrie and Dwayne, and Shannon, Keith. I was going to say, hey, can I take one of you off just so I can get other people in? But you can't. Once the group's created, you have to start from scratch. I was like, oh, damn it. I didn't have the time.
This doesn't sound very technical, done very good technically. Not be able to do that. All right, so this is the Jeep concept vehicles I thought we would chat about, especially if you guys saw them.
So that one bummed me out, because the two-door, it's the same two-door that we've seen the last couple of years. They just put graphics on it. They didn't build a whole new Jeep. All they did is and that one too, that one has been around for 3 years, and they just put different graphics on it.
This one's butt ugly.
As a blue Jeep owner, I have to agree.
Well, it's just the design on it and stuff. It's just not nice. I love that 2-door Gladiator. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I was telling them, I think I was telling Steve before we started the show, Greg, that if I ever get lots of money, I want Greg to build me a 2-door Gladiator, not a 4xe, like you did for Quadratech, but an honest to goodness V6 or maybe a Hemi if I got the money, because I just love that. I don't like those wheels though. I think the wheels are wrong for that color scheme.
Well, they changed the wheels, and then it's still the blue Jeep. They just put graphics on it, but I don't know. I love the 2-door Jeep. So
yeah, and I understand. I think Kevin has made the comment here several times that people just won't buy a 2-door Jeep if there's a 4-door available. Very few people will actually buy a 2-door, and I think we're seeing that with the JLs, the JKs, that the 2-door Jeeps. I think I like the 2-door Jeeps because it's like the TJ.
Someone's butthurt.
No,
really? Really? Why? I just said I like the TJs and I love the 2-door Wranglers, because to me that's what an off-road vehicle should be. It's a 2-door.
No, you're saying if there's a 4-door option, everybody buys the 4-door.
Oh, they do. 2-door. Yeah, and that's the reason why nobody makes a 2-door, or a 2-door Gladiator. Or
look at any truck that offers both, and 4-door sales will quadruple or better.
Oh yeah,
right.
No, I'm just
and that happened when the JK was first launched in 2007. They built, and I don't remember the exact number, but they built 80% 2-doors, and the problem was the 4-doors were the only ones that sold. So, like as of 2009, there were still 07 2-doors on the lot, and it's just people like the 4-doors. They like the length, they like the exercise.
It's the room.
They like, they like being able to get the kids in it. But honestly, for me personally, I would much rather have a 2-door. Even if it was the length of a 4-door, just give me 2 doors. I don't want the extra rear doors. And people who drive 2-doors today, I'm more impressed with than people who drive the 4-doors, because the 4-doors make it easier. So if you're somebody who has a 2-door, whether it's a TJ or a JK or a JL, you're on the top of my list, because you have to work harder. You have to do more. You have to think more. So I don't know. I like the 2-doors more.
Very nimble. I mean, even just driving around town, it's just so nimble. The shorter wheelbase ones, that is. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Does anybody have anything additional to say about the concepts? I think this is all the concept vehicles.
There was a purple one that I think they called like Rewind or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yep.
That was very much, it looked like a throwback to like the mid 90s when trucking and mini trucking, and they used to do all those really crazy paint jobs on everything. I liked that one just for the throwback to like when you used to see all those crazy paint jobs. Not that they're really, aged well, but it was cool to see all the work that they did back then and to kind of nod back to all that.
So my opinion on these, other than the Gladiator, my opinion on these is that I think that Jeep has a lot of very talented engineers that are imaginative. I think they still have imaginative engineers there. And I don't think that Stellantis is allowing them to build some really interesting things. I think of it as more of like here's the movie and here's the sequel. So the sequel is going to kind of be like the original one because that was successful. I think if they would just go and build something wild, what was it? Was it the FC100 that they had one year that was just fantastic? It was just so cool. FC. Okay. And it was modern looking, but you could definitely tell where the roots were from. And it was just a really cool Jeep. And I think they could do this. I mean, when Quake LED is doing the crazy stuff, you got to ask yourself, Stellantis, what's going on?
Well, I was watching one of the Motor Trend things on YouTube where they were covering all the quote unquote, what'd you just call those? The concepts. Yeah. And the blue one and the black one that I think they named it Code Blue was literally just throw the catalog at it and everything that's in the catalog was blue. And then they had QR codes for every single item that you could scan to go buy it. Which, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, it's probably not a bad idea, but at the same time, it's just, Yeah,
no, it's a great idea. I think I told Greg he should do that to the YJL on that grill, so he gets some YJL grill orders from unofficialuseonly.com.
Well, so the YJL
behind the booth.
I parked the YJL next to the Jeep booth all week.
Oh, nice.
And a couple of the guys, Jim Allen, Pratt, and a couple others told me that they had to explain the YJL more than they had to explain their own concepts because more people were looking at it.
This is my point. Greg's not even a Jeep engineer, and he makes more interesting builds than Jeep does. And I'm not saying Jeep can't. They just haven't. They
don't.
It's the same thing that happened with the Cherokee. When the XJ came out, it was revolutionary. There were no SUVs. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but there were no SUVs. And when the XJ came out, it was so popular with everybody. People loved the off-roadish station wagon, and then Ford copies it, and everybody copies it. And then when the Cherokee came out again, Jeep copied the tennis shoe looking pieces of shit that were already out there.
There were no mid-size SUVs. The Suburban's been around since the 60s. But there were no solid mid-size SUVs.
Right.
You parked it in like the perfect spot though, Greg. I was looking at that bright red 392 they had out there, and I just see that big YJL grill poking around the corner of the
and with the square headlights, you go, what the hell is this? It looks new.
I know, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the YJL. I walk over to it. I'm like, wait. Oh, no, Greg. I wonder, he probably just has it parked here.
I've never seen it in person, but I saw some pictures the other day. Beautiful. And I was really surprised about the dash. I mean, Greg's gone over this before. I was really surprised about the dash. It's not your standard JL dash. It is a YJ grill.
It's a 1989 YJ dashboard.
Man, you don't do anything easy, do you? Because that had to have been a nightmare. All right, so let's get over to...
They wanted it modeled after a 1989, and the part that tricks most people out when you look at the dash and you're physically looking at it, I didn't have to widen the dash to fit into a JL. I had to narrow the dash to fit it into a JL.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I just sent you 3 more concepts, Tony, or I can probably share them from here.
All right. Well, we'll do that later. So, going to continue on here with the show. All right. So, has anybody been following along with Sean Holman's accident?
A little bit, yeah.
So he came out on Instagram and I think Facebook the other day and just gave everybody an update. He looks like shit, as you could well imagine. They also had his daughter on that. I think that was before Easter, and she's in very, very high spirits. I'm still not clear on what the any long-term issues with her injuries are. But Sean's talking, and I haven't been checking often. But Tora Sema started up a GoFundMe for Sean and his family, the medical bills. And last time I looked, it was up to $86,000.
Yep.
And one individual, I think it was like the second or third individual that went to the GoFundMe, pledged $5,000.
Outstanding.
So, so I'm thinking Sean has some dirt on some people.
He's just a good guy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. So, does anybody have any interesting EJS stories, or maybe some not interesting ones? Somebody commented that Roger was not as chatty on the GMRS radio this year.
He wasn't.
He was just.
I do not believe I agree with that.
I mean, I love him to death, but I turned my radio off so I could stop listening.
There were several times where the detail of the story was maybe a little bit over the top. It could have been shortened down to, yeah, it's right over there, instead of the 20 paragraph.
I think I got to be honest. I think I can count deer on one hand this year, though.
Yeah, there was a lot less deer this year.
So I'll just mention this. Roger drives a truck for a living, so there's a lot of time he has not talking to anyone. So keep that in mind.
Disagree. They've got their headsets on. They're talking 24/7 on the road.
Not him. According to him, he doesn't do anything. He's there in his thoughts. I don't even think he listens to anything.
Poor man's not here to defend himself. That makes it even funner.
Oh yeah, because he's listening and he's yelling and nobody can hear. Nobody can hear you scream in podcasting.
I will say it was pretty cool. At one point, we were stopped on the trail to let a big group of faster moving rigs go by, and in the middle of the pack just so happened to be the guys from Trails Off Road, and he had instantly spotted the Jeep Talk Show sticker.
Was it Todd? Was Todd with him?
There's a young thin guy.
Yeah, he's the guy that always drives around the little blue JL.
I think he said their marketing guy. Didn't he say that he was their marketing guy?
Yeah, I don't know if Todd was there this year. He was there last year. Several of you guys got to meet Todd at the Moab Diner.
Right.
Dan has a story about he was grilling them on lack of features. Dan, what did they tell you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who on lack of what?
Trails Off Road, because you're whining and bitching all the time.
No. He came because you can't drop a pin, you can't do nav, you can't do a couple of things, and they came by when we were pulled over. We were letting them pass on, was it a steel bender we were on?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it was steel bender.
And the Trails Off Road guy stopped, and I don't know if I brought it up or he brought it up, and he says, or we talked about using their app. He goes, "Oh well, here look at this. Here's what's coming in the next release."
Nice.
It was all of these things that we've been bitching about that weren't there.
Right. Yeah, I brought it up because I said, hey, this guy over here has some complaints.
I don't have any complaints, but this guy does. So that's great. I love that. I also love that they recognized the Jeep Talk Show, and maybe you guys got a little more one-on-one time because you guys are out there with the Jeep Talk Show.
Yeah, it was dropping pins and recording tracks were two things that are currently missing that are being added to the next release.
Very nice. Well, they're always working stuff. I like that application a lot. And I think that a lot of you guys use, I always forget the name of it. What is the the one, the free one that everybody uses?
Well, Gaia.
Gaia. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use Gaia as free, but I subscribe to it too because.
Yeah, I have a subscription to Gaia.
And Trails Off Road.
This year is the first year I used Trails Off Road with the Follow Me, or the first time I've used it. And I will say that it worked well. I just have one complaint.
Yeah.
I can't make the font larger on the tablet. So as I'm driving, I have to try and read it as it's giving me things. And we all know that's bad when I play with the tablets and phones while I'm driving. So I need to make that font larger.
Oh, I've got one. I don't know if they're on here, but Liam, my son, he's hoping to get Garrett's phone number because he didn't get it when we were out there. What?
I passed Carrie your information today, his mom.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. And then somebody else, when we were on the Sunday night supper, somebody was talking about some kind of bone headphone bullshit instead of earbuds. And
you need that.
Hoping to get that information.
Oh,
they got those on Amazon.
You mean the headsets that me and Dan wear?
I don't know. No, it was like for your Bluetooth, but
they're bone conducting. They go over your ear and they sit right in front of it.
Yep. So Barry was with us. Barry actually owns his own radio communications system, and I can get in contact. Barry, he does 911 systems. He does like Vegas convention radio systems and everything. That's his thing. So I can, if you need to know that, I can get that for you.
Yeah, he was there and he was explaining it, but I didn't get the brand name, so I was hoping to get both of those. So Garrett's phone number, because Liam really wants to call him, and they had talked about exchanging, and then that. So yeah, both of those.
I am sending you the contact now.
All right, guys. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap this up a little early tonight. We were unable to record a Chick Chat episode on Sunday because Amanda was still coming in from EJS. I believe several of you guys went through some bad weather, leaving EJS, snow and whatnot, and they were a little late getting back. So we're going to be recording Chick Chat tonight, and they are on and ready to record. So we had a little bit of a late start tonight.
Yeah.
I love that enthusiasm. All right, everyone, that's a wrap for this week's Jeep Talk Show Roundtable. A big thank you to all of our Zoom participants. You guys make this so much fun and informative every week. Oh, and you don't have to leave because we're going to record Chick Chat, and you guys can continue on in the Zoom room. So don't think we're stopping this thing. You can enjoy yourself as you do after the recording stops. Remember, you can join us again next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time for more Jeep Talk, random questions, and always a few rabbit trails. Don't forget to visit jeeptalkshow.com/contact to find out how you can be part of the conversation. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Broadcasting since 2010.
You're my friend. You're my new friend.